are you? My face is still
Hold on.
That depends.
Henry.
I'm Pavel. And you really weren't...
I don't know any. The innkeeper in Miskovitz told me about you. Was that this...
He didn't do it himself. It was his father's men. His father's men.
So what's between the two of you?
Well,
If you what?
if I didn't stay away...
And who's
The sweetest girl in the village.
So why doesn't Pivets want you to court Ursula?
Because her pa promised her hand in marriage to him. But he doesn't deserve...
You think?
He's a heartless bat.
And you like Ursula?
Who wouldn't?
You don't know what?
I'm very fond of her. You'll...
Does she feel the same?
Aye.
Why would you do what Pivets tells you?
I've got no choice. He's right.
Are you so afraid of Pivets you would let him have Ursula?
What can I do against him? I'm just...
Ah, what does that matter?
Divole, where did you come from? And even if they would, they've already promised her to be... The only way it could change is if people...
How do you mean?
Like if he killed someone, or...
If it turned out he was a thief?
Probably. And the main thing is, Ursula... But why would he steal?
He wouldn't.
Are you saying I do it and let him take the blame?
You're right.
Would you do the same?
The end justifies the means. If it's the only way to save Ursula from a life of misery.
I suppose that's true. Maybe it's not such a bad idea after all. Nothing will happen to Pivets
Ne kadar
if he's
uydum
from a
akıllı bir
rich
adamsın sen ya.
But he'll lose Ursula. And would I live here? If I get caught, someone else...
I'll gladly do.
You will?
Sure. Only.
I can help you with that. For the whole village to turn against...
And who's living?
Father Anthony, the parish priest.
And when I've got all the.
You haven't got anything yet. Here's the key. And when you...
Sure.
And most importantly...
Don't worry.
It was good to see you, my friend.
Aman.
Last time I saw it was when I was making the dough, and then I started baking.
Çalışırken yüzüğünü çıkarıyordur. Eyvallah da burada hiçbir yerde yüzük yok.
Is that...
Who else?
Oh, but it's good you're here. I made your
I couldn't ask for.
you.
What do you think?
But Fran, have you been pushing? You mustn't. Come here.
Right.
Now, where did I put that ring? Oh, surely I haven't lost it.
Here it is. Sorry, little bugger. That daft old crone really did make it
Abi
into a
yok
pie.
artık. Ya muhteşem bir detay, kafayı yiyeceğim. Ursula. Annesinin haçını çal.
Greetings to you.
What do you think?
The boy who worked... I don't know.
Thanks for the advice. Do you know
Pavel who works for the Vemolas.
Henry?
And what have you...
I'm a friend of.
I'm surprised you never...
Whereas he's told me all about you.
Really?
He told me you were the nicest person he'd ever met.
Uh-huh. So what else?
I think Pavel is very fond of you.
Aren't you the gossip? What would Pavel say if he heard you...
I'm not saying anything you don't.
No.
And don't you care for Pavel?
Like I would...
Pavel thinks you do.
The cheek...
If you're so fond of each other,
Excuse me?
was I a bit?
I should think...
But
As if it was up to me. Do you think I'd...
because Pavel is.
Yes, but Pa doesn't mean it badly. We're not exactly poor, but Ma and Pa have to work...
Still, doesn't seem right to me.
That's not much...
I hear you.
That's true.
And you want to.
I think you're the first, but... Maybe...
Even when you know what he's read.
And you know about...
From what I've heard, he doesn't. I know it's not much to go on. I'll be going. Now I can see why Pavel.
Ah, oh, I'll be with...
Bu mu lan yoksa? Şurada bir yerde ben sessizce kitabımı okuyayım. Üzerinde ekmekle de yatmazsın çarpıl. Aha bu. Aha bu işte. Very
It
easy.
really was that magpie that took it. Ugh. Nowadays, you can't even trust God's creatures. When I tried to talk to Bahushka, she thought I was someone called Francis. Do you know who that is?
That was her husband.
Then Bahushka must think her husband's.
I told you she was a
I've got everything.
You do?
Why wouldn't I?
I wasn't so...
What to do now?
No. That is...
Ben yapayım bence
Don't you
reis.
think I should do it? If you're caught, you'll look like the thief. They'll drive you out of the village and you'll lose Ursula forever.
Not to worry. My master sometimes sends me to Pevets's, so no one will pay any attention to me.
Are you sure? Won't Pivets be keeping an eye on you on account of Ursula?
He doesn't even notice.
Oh, he went to the bother of threatening you, though.
It'll be alright.
Supposing I helped you. I could...
Nonsense.
Why are you so...
What do you mean? You're just imagining.
And can I be sure you'll really do it?
Give it to me for...
You've no intention of planting it on him, have you?
What's it to you?
So I'm right.
Because Ursula will never be mine anyway. So why...
Then why did you get me to...
So I'd have enough to go to Kuttenberg and train as a journey.
But if you leave now, everyone will connect you with the thefts.
I know. But if I stay here, I'll never... This way, I have a chance to make something
Ya
of my life.
Pavel'cim
Even at
delikanlı
the
ol
price
yalan
of losing
söyleme ya.
Ursula?
You said yourself she'd never be mine.
Maybe. But this way, you'll never see her again. And she'll think of you for the rest of her life as a shameless thief. Is that what you want?
It'd be better never to see her again than to watch her day after day, knowing I can't even touch her. So you know the truth. What now?
And if I gave you coin...
What? Why would you do that?
Here you are.
You mean it?
Don't mention it.
I'll never forget you. I'll have to repay you somehow. It's hard work being a hired hand.
That always comes... What am I to do with...
Try Father Anthony. He'll see to it they get back to